Do you have the feeling that you have hit peak performance? Do you spend countless hours playing, but you keep repeating the same mistakes? Do you think your teammates are often the issue? But what if I told you, you and I are the issue? Let's talk about this. My name is Dela and I'm here every day. After countless research, I came to the conclusion that modern gaming created the perfect environment for people to stop improving in the gaming sphere. Blame TikTok for the rest. I come from a time where game forced you to fail repeatedly, memorize the map, learning timings, and communicating. I know, the last one is very disgusting. I hope the people stop doing that. Do not talk to me. There were fewer comfort systems. And the lack of these comfort systems made it so we were constantly improving or trying to figure out ways to improve. Today, most players can't even explain why they lost or what was the mistake that caused them to lose the match. They just remember losing and, maybe blaming others for their own mistakes. There is a fundamental lack of understanding of the game itself. Let's go do my training routine. What the Modern game systems are optimized for dopamine, retention of the player base and attention, and cue addiction. And some games also got sued for that, by the way. A prime example of this system is probably Marvel Rivals. The game requires a negative win rate to rank up in the ranked mode. When we talk about negative win rate, we mean below 50%. This creates an environment when the ranking system is favored by people that play a lot, not the people that are really good at the game. Obviously, there are exceptions. People are gonna climb way faster, but you can climb up winning 45% of your matches. So in this case, mastery, the real mastery, the skill, became consumption. Playing more is not the same as practicing, and in video games, practice makes skilled, not perfect. In 2026, we have a plethora of tools such as aim trainers, replay viewers, and stat trackers. But there is a problem. A lot of people think that using these tools will make you automatically better. Spending hours in an aim trainer can definitely improve your mechanics, but it will not teach you decision making, positioning, awareness, timing, and staying calm under pressure. For the longest time, I was a supporter of the theory that you cannot teach awareness to somebody that is not genetically gifted. Unfortunately, I was wrong. There's plenty of studies that prove that awareness can be taught. The studies prove not only that it's possible to teach people these things, but it's also more important on a professional level than raw mechanics. There are basic awareness trainings that you can find online. There is a company that I'm gonna put here on the screen that collected plenty of data and is specialized into creating programs that will exactly do that for you. A basic awareness training will include reviewing deaths, learning enemy patterns, predicting rotations based on situational awareness, tracking the cooldowns and positioning, practicing under stress. I don't know why, but I imagine this guy just using one of those rubber chickens in a 1v1 situation, like the drill sergeant thing. You ever seen that meme? And making fast, low-risk decisions, which is also why pro players often look psychic, right? They're not reacting faster because they are superhuman. I mean, some of them are look at tense. They are already predicting the situation 3 seconds earlier than anybody else. Also, another very important thing that you can improve, according to Intelligim, the same company that I mentioned earlier, but I forgot the name, so I just pointed at the name, is that decision-making and spatial awareness can massively be improved through targeted training rather than mechanical repetition. Pretty interesting. Go check the website. So the biggest factor in improving in games wasn't your aim. It is how quickly a player can read a situation and react to it. Almost nobody these days is training that. Majority of players only focus on mechanical skill because it's faster to learn and it gives you instant gratification. And this causes players to improve quickly at the beginning, but then plummet. And they stop getting better completely. Some time ago, Linus Tech Tips made a video with some big content creators and ex-pro players, or, pro players that were active at the time. And they proved that more frames equal more reaction time. Yes, obviously. Lower latency improves reaction time and aiming performance. So in modern days, mechanical advantages have become an active part of skill, way more than it used to be, where the main GPU manufacturers were two and they basically were selling you the same thing. Back in 2008, if you lost, you blamed yourself or lag, and everybody knew that you were full of shit. And now you blame Nvidia and this guy. Just a little bit less wrong, okay? Modern multiplayer games are having an identity crisis. Are they competitive? So why there is aim assist, crossplay, and no ping lock? Are they casual? Then why do they have a ranked mode? Are they social platforms? Then why do we force regions or limit some of them? Because right now they're all trying to be all of this and nothing. It's not working out pretty good. The first ever FPS shooter to have crossplay enabled was Shadowrun in 2007. I will not mention Quake 3, that was the first crossplay game in the history of video games because it was between PC and Dreamcast, and the people on Dreamcast were still using mouse and keyboard. Back in the day, they were all running at 30 frames or less, so not relevant to the argument. It didn't cause any controversy. But Shadowrun, with its crossplay, real crossplay between console, Xbox, and PC, Windows Vista, was the game that started the whole aim assist unfairness argument. Majority of players in 2007, Manamold, simply believed mouse and keyboard simply destroys controller. But that was far from the truth. The gap between console and PC was way smaller because the controller had the strongest aim assist to date before Apex Legends. The movement speed of the characters were way slower than the arena shooters that people were used to at the time, and the teamwork in game mattered a lot more than aim assist. The game kinda bombed financially, but you know, we have to blame this game for the whole argument. To this day, developers still struggle to make a proper aim assist system without, you know, breaking the game loop. Unfortunately, and I'm gonna be very honest right now, the reason is not the aim assist itself, it's all the aftermarket software and hardware that people connect to the aim assist that the developers very carefully build into the game. Things like Cronus, Zim, DMA cards, they all contribute to the everlasting battle against cheaters. Aim assist per se is not that much of a problem, but it starts to become it when you can attach all of this software and hardware to it, and developers fail to ban these devices. To the point that some games completely disabled aim assist in their games to prevent this sort of exploit, causing obviously a dip in their console player base, because obviously mouse and keyboard will dominate a controller without aim assist. There are pretty good controllers out there. They cannot compete with mouse and keyboard on the battlefield without aim assist. If games did not have aim assist for controllers, the truth is crossplay will not be possible. So the majority of game developers will settle for the presence of aim assist to secure a bigger player base. Can you blame them? In 2026, approximately 83% of 3 billion registered gamers worldwide live with a disability. Compared to the 23% of 2005, this is a huge jump. Well done, companies. This is a massive community of roughly 1 billion people whose gaming serves as primary hobby, escape, and contact with the world. And people tend to forget this. So statistically, in a 15 players lobby, 1 or 2 people are gonna have some form of disability. Please do not make jokes about your teammates in ranked, because I'm gonna probably pin your comment. These are very, very cool stats and shows how far we came in terms of inclusivity in gaming, with hardware, in-game features, and tools. So what happens when every match becomes almost a perfect 50-50 because of skill-based matchmaking? Players stop experimenting. Good players or above average players feel like they have to always carry the match, so they get burned out. Bad players feel left out, and everybody consequentially moves to a different game that's gonna give them this feeling again until it doesn't, and repeat the cycle. This also causes another issue. When the player base shrinks, the only people left are tryhards playing against each other. That also causes people to quit gaming, because gaming should feel like gaming, not a full-time job. If I want to get stressed, I ask my friends about their problems, which I don't. Older games used to give you an uneven experience, and modern games give you a controlled experience. So is this a perfect system? No. Is it better than no system? Also no, in my opinion. I think no system will be better, but it will be better if the problems that I'm about to list did not exist. Introducing morphing, real market trade, win trading. So if you're not familiar with the terminology, smurfing means that you make a new account with fresh stats so that you can go in lower ranks and lower skill lobbies and bully them to feel better with yourself because your parents don't love you. It has been one, if not the most matchmaking disrupting factors in the last 10 years. Games like Valorant, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, and Marvel Rivals all suffer from this issue. Account trading, real market trade, or sale does exactly the opposite. It puts people that are on a lower skill bracket into a skill bracket where they don't belong, ruining everybody else's experience. You know that guy that goes 0-22 on Valorant gold or silver lobbies? Yes, those guys bought an account so that they could skip the ranked grind and they want to play ranked immediately. Riot themselves said Smurfing was common enough that Smurf accounts heavily affected matchmaking, and 1 in 3 Smurf matches ended in stomps before detection improvements. As for 2026, doing a quick market research based on the marketplace's activities, and no, do not ask me for the links to the website, we don't need more idiots ruining everybody else's fun. So if we calculate the seller order volume and the size of the boosting, selling, economy, we can make a reasonable estimate. So the global black and gray market is probably somewhere around daily 5,000 to 20,000 ranked ready or Smurf accounts sold, 150,000 to 600,000 monthly accounts, and yearly it goes all the way to 1.8 and 7 million plus accounts sold. And I'm really being generous here because I did this estimate calculating the volumes of the websites per bigger sellers. I didn't even look like the smaller sellers. I just went for the main cheat providers or, account selling, smurfing sellers. So knowing all of this, please try and be nicer to people that you're playing with. Most of them are trying to have some fun. The other half got paid to throw your match, or they paid to throw your match. There's no need to get triggered. Let the triggering, let me do that, okay? You don't have to. Let me do it for you.
Excuse me. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Games evolve faster than gamers can adapt. Modern live service games design constantly resets the skill gap, and the audience relates to this immediately. How many times did you drop a game because you didn't like an update? Fortnite is the prime example. Oh, now there are cars, I want to play this game. Now you can fly, you get the point. So you finally learn the game after 500 hours, learn the game. Then Season 4 Reloaded Ultra Deluxe Premium Boost comes out and you have to learn everything all together. Your favorite weapons are useless, your character is useless, now you have to learn it all over again. The biggest names in the industry, being Fortnite and Call of Duty, release updates anywhere between 2 to 6 weeks. And they are not small updates, they are major ones with major changes every single time. This creates a gap that brings in new and old players constantly, and very much creates an unrealistic standard for the industry, because no many companies can release that density of updates every 2-6 weeks at the same frequency as they do. Therefore, every game that doesn't do the same in the collective Imaginarium is bad, or there is no content. The most recent example of this will be Ark Raiders, that I personally dislike, but it's a very good game. The game recently got some backlash because the developer said that they cannot push that many major patches, if not twice a year, one every 6 months. And in between, they're just gonna release some small balancing and tweak patches. And people go mad. This whole situation creates a paradox of people wanting more so-called content, or the illusion of it, and never learning how to play the game properly. Because the game is ever-changing. Specifically for the player base that is made mostly of average gamers. So you wanting more content more often is actually making you a worse player. In conclusion, gaming did not get worse. Players did not become dumber. Some did, but not the majority. The environment fundamentally changed, and for better or worse, the choice of being part of this is all yours. Yo, anyway, don't forget to buy that bundle DLC cosmetic. Use code DELACROIX20 at checkout.
Slim Thugger.